the structure policy.
And with no, just a second, with no report to a fire department, she had all that damage. And what did the church suffer? Sir, in what location did the church suffer damage?
In that location, that apartment.
Just a second. Only in her apartment?
Correct.
Not any place else?
Correct.
Yeah, good. Do me a favor. Go fight with each other someplace else. Not here. I don't believe it. I don't buy it. I think it's a huge scam.
Amen.
I'm not sure whether you were both involved in it, but I know the insurance company got taken for a ride because how much money did they give you?
$12,000.
Gone. We're done. Why didn't you call your wife and say, listen, I'm giving away the cat. You want the cat? Come and get it.
Because I knew that the cat needed a home, a good home, and Kelly wasn't prepared. She just left the cat. If she was so concerned about Breezy and the cat, then she should have done something before she left.
Okay.
She shouldn't have just left it up to me.
Mr. Peters, you didn't answer my question.
Why didn't I
Why
call
didn't
Kelly?
you, at that moment,
Because I was
pick up
pissed
the...
off.
Right. That's honest. There you go. Okay.
And
That's
I was
honest.
using, and I was thinking, I was thinking that, you know, it was her fault and stuff. And I was sorry. After I gave the cat away, I tried to get the cat back because I realized how much it really meant to Kelly, you know. But at the time of the anger of the moment,
okay.
I hated the cat.
That's...
So.
You want $400 because his dog looked at you funny.
It was intense, Your Honor. That dog stared into my soul like I owed it rent.
So a dog gave you attitude, and now you're traumatized.
It tilted its head, squinted, then huffed. That was judgment, Your Honor. That was canine judgment.
Your Honor, my dog has a lazy eye.
So now we're canceling dogs for facial structure.
No, I'm saying I should be compensated for emotional distress and lost confidence.
Ma'am, if your confidence can be taken down by a French bulldog with a droopy eyelid, it wasn't that stable to begin with.
He also snorted once. She screamed.
Your Honor has spoken. Case dismissed. And if you're scared of dogs, maybe don't jog in yoga pants near a pug. Mr. Trump, the country's broke. Where did the money go?
Look, when I was president, America was rich like never before. They all say so.
Your numbers say otherwise. Tax cuts, ballooning deficit. Explain that.
That was Biden. Obama started it. It's a disaster, a total disaster. I fixed it.
You fixed it by breaking it harder.
No one breaks better than me. Ask anyone. The best break, the strongest comeback.
You think this is a campaign rally?
Some say I'm better than Lincoln, and I'm definitely more handsome.
You're under oath. Can you stop performing?
Of course. Nobody respects courtrooms more than I do, except maybe me, in a better courtroom with gold walls.
You've just turned perjury into a brand.
Thank you. I always knew I was marketable.
Mr. Jake, she paid for your hotel and flight.
Yes, but I told her I'd pay her back.
He said it was a business trip. I booked it all, used my name, but the bill was mailed to her apartment. Her. His girlfriend. He told me he was single. Told her I was his accountant.
It's complicated.
No, it's calculated.
It was just a misunderstanding.
You used her credit card. You used her trust. You used her silence.
He said we should keep it private so we don't jinx it.
She didn't jinx it. You buried it. Judgment for the plaintiff. She let you stay at her house.
Just until I found a place. It was never permanent.
She stayed 8 weeks, didn't pay rent, didn't clean, but had time to date my dad.
Your father.
We connected. It's not a crime.
No, but it's a level of nasty the law doesn't cover.
She called him sir when I wasn't home. I have the Ring camera audio.
You entered as a guest. You left as a stepmother application.
It just happened.
To a toothbrush or to a steak dinner with a 61-year-old.
She wore my robe. At breakfast, he made her eggs.
You didn't need housing. You needed boundaries. Judgment for the plaintiff. You slept with her boyfriend.
It just happened.
What just happens? A sneeze, not sex.
She told me, I'd never hurt you. You're my sister.
Snakes hiss. This one hugs first.
He wasn't even that serious with her.
They had matching pajamas. That's a commitment.
She posted him the next day.
You didn't just betray her. You did it in HD.
It's not that deep.
You're not a sister. You're a virus. Judgment for the plaintiff. Case closed.
He said we were best friends, then sent me a $600 invoice for leading him on.
Miss Zoe, what is this about?
Eric and I were friends. We hung out. talked a lot. He offered to pay for lunch sometimes. I never asked. I never flirted. I thought he understood that.
Then what happened?
One night I told him I started seeing someone. He flipped. Sad, I led him on for months. Then he sent me a Venmo request. $612 for gas, meals, and emotional wear and tear.
Mr. Eric.
I was always there for her, always listening, paying, caring. She used me.
You were her friend until she didn't choose you.
She knew how I felt. She kept me around.
I told him I see him like a brother. He replied, I see you like lingerie.
That's not love. That's emotional extortion in a hoodie.
She owes me something.
She gave you honesty. You wanted access. You weren't friend-zoned. You were entitled and exposed. Case dismissed. And take your receipts of rejection with you. Mr. Kevin, you're suing her for being a disappointment?
I spent 7 months, dinners, Uber rides, bought her a tablet, and then she says, you're a good guy, but I don't think we're a good fit.
Miss Riley.
I never promised anything. He was just always there. I thought we were hanging out.
You posted. Thank you, babe. On the AirPods I gave you.
That was about the sound quality.
You gave her gifts. She gave you ambiguity. Now you want a refund.
I just want something real.
Then buy a mirror. Because this whole thing is on you.
He was sweet, but I didn't ask for all of it.
You weren't dating. You were performing. Case dismissed. And next time, love isn't a layaway plan. You gave her your phone.
Yes, Your Honor. She said hers broke. Every day after work, she used mine. Same number, same 40-minute call.
Then what?
Phone bill came, the number, her ex. They talked 7 days straight on my line.
I didn't want to hurt him. That's why I used his phone.
You hid your lies on his phone?
I was trying to protect his feelings.
You protected him by charging him.
She called me sweetheart in between calls. I thought we were getting close.
You weren't her sweetheart. You were her call center. Judgment for the plaintiff. You spent $3,000 because you thought you were dating.
She called me baby. Sad I was different. She voice called me every night. I bought her a MacBook. Then I told her I loved her. She blocked me.
Miss Layla.
I run a subscription-based experience. He paid for attention, not affection.
She said, I only open up to you.
I say that to everyone who tips $50.
So he bought the illusion of intimacy, and you upcharged him for the dream.
That's business.
No. That's a romantic pyramid scheme with glitter filters. Judgment for the plaintiff, $3,000. You're suing Mr. Tate because you followed his advice.
Yes, Your Honor, he said. Don't chase women, replace them. So I did. I broke up with my girlfriend, got fired for calling my boss a beta. Now I live with my mom again.
That's not failure. That's masculine realignment.
You told him to ignore empathy, ghost people, and assert dominance.
The world respects winners, not feelings.
I lost everything, and he said, that's part of the process.
Mr. Tate, you didn't teach him how to be a man. You taught him how to be alone, loudly.
He lacked discipline.
You're not an alpha. You're just the loudest guy in an empty room. Case dismissed. And stay off the internet. Miss Sasha, did you tell her to quit her job?
I help women stop living in survival mode.
She lost income.
She said, your boss drains your feminine energy.
Did you encourage her to end her marriage?
I said, if he's not obsessed, he's not aligned.
He was stable, kind and boring. That's all.
And the family?
Protect your peace, even from your mother.
Now I cry in silence. She cries on voicemail.
What did you charge her?
$999, 6-week audio course, plus the crystal kit.
She said I was breaking cycles, but I just broke everything.
You didn't coach her to heal. You sold loneliness with a pink ribbon and called it growth. It's not awakening. It's harvesting. You paid $499 for his alpha boot camp.
Yes, he said, quit that job if your boss disrespects you. I quit.
What else did he tell you?
Put a girl in her place if she tests you. I got slapped, then punched by her boyfriend.
And the video?
It went viral. Toxic boy gets humbled. My mom saw it.
And you, Mr. Max?
Men today are weak. I teach strength.
You teach delusion while hiding behind a private account and a wife.
They need to toughen up.
No, they need to wake up before your lessons destroy more lives. You are not a mentor, just a coward winding up someone else's youth. She gave you an $850 handbag, just like that?
Yes, she said I could have it.
She said you could borrow it, not have it. Big difference.
No, she didn't say I had to return it.
She didn't say you had to return her house keys either, but you don't own her apartment, do you? You're not stupid, ma'am. You're just lying. Judgment for the plaintiff. Return the bag or pay $850. Case dismissed. Miss Jane, you're suing Mr. Mike for $2,500. You claim it was a loan. What happened?
Yes, Your Honor, Mike was out of work and he asked to borrow $2,500. I transferred it to him and he promised he'd pay me back once he got a job. It's been almost a year and I haven't seen a cent. He even blocked me.
Do you have proof of the transfer in this conversation?
Yes, here's the bank record. In our chat, he said, thanks for the loan.
Mr. Mike, your response.
She gave it to me. She knew I was struggling. It wasn't a loan, it was a gift.
A gift? So she just handed over $2,500 for nothing?
Yeah. Out of kindness?
Out of kindness? Mr. Mike, people don't give away $2,500 unless they're married, related or rich. Are you claiming she's any of the above?
No, but it still doesn't feel fair.
Fair. You want fair? You're in the wrong place. This is a court of law, not a church. You want fairness. Go ask God. That's called theft. You walked behind the counter, opened the cabinet, and took an entire bottle of vanilla syrup.
Your Honor, I thought it was part of the customer experience, like make your own coffee kind of vibe.
Oh, please. What cafe lets customers refill their backpacks with premium beans and walk out smiling?
He literally said to another customer, don't buy it. Just scoop and go. I lost over $600 worth of product.
Maybe I took a little too much.
You didn't take too much. You took what wasn't yours. That's not sampling. That's stealing. Judgment for the plaintiff. You owe her $600, plus emotional damages for making her question humanity. So you paid not and she got fancy?
She used my card to buy a $400 silk robe. For herself,
she said it was a gift.
She wore it. I never even saw the tag.
Miss Crystal, did you use her card?
Yeah, but I was going to pay her back.
With what? Wishes and fairy dust.
It was just for convenience.
Don't pee on my leg and tell me it's raining. You used her card. You wore the robe. That's not convenience. That's theft.
I mean, technically, Doc, I was gonna.
Technically, you lost this case 30 seconds ago. $400 plus fees. Judgment for the plaintiff. You called the court because your roommate ate your fries.
They weren't just fries. They were truffle parmesan garlic fries, $14.99 plus tax. I was saving them.
They were getting cold. She said I could have some last week.
And did she say have some this week? No. Then why are we wasting this court's oxygen?
It's the principal. She always eats my leftovers. I wanted justice.
Justice is for crimes. What you need is a mini fridge and better boundaries.
She once drank my oat milk.
This is not a therapy session. It's a courtroom. And right now, you're both wasting it. Case dismissed. And next time someone eats your fries, call Uber Eats, not me. You want $300 because he called your cat ugly.
He said Whiskers looked like a gremlin in front of people. My cat hasn't been the same since.
Ma'am, your cat looks like it's been through something, but it still has more dignity than this lawsuit.
It's just a joke. I said her cat looked like it crawled out of a Tim Burton movie. That's a compliment.
He humiliated me and Whiskers. She hasn't purred in 3 days.
That's not trauma. That's a cat being a cat.
Her cat bit me once.
Sounds like Whiskers has excellent taste in humans. No emotional damages for feline insults. Case dismissed. And next time, if your cat needs therapy, don't send me the bill. This might be the dumbest case I've ever seen.
Yes, Your Honor. He said he was sad and needed comfort, so I sent money. Then he posted a selfie with another girl and blocked me.
So you paid for emotional support and got emotional damage. Fantastic investment.
I didn't ask for the money. She just sent it. I was going through stuff.
You went through $800 in 3 days. Impressive for someone unemployed.
I was going to Venmo her back eventually.
No, you weren't. You were going to disappear like the maturity you never had. This is not love. This is financial stupidity. Judgment for the plaintiff, full amount. And next time, by a therapist. This is not love. This is financial stupidity. Judgment for the plaintiff, full amount. And next time, by a therapist. Mr. Brandon, you told her your ex was out of the picture.
We broke up months ago.
Then why did she call me and ask why I was dating her boyfriend?
It's messy. She's dramatic.
She's dramatic. She showed up with receipts.
You asked me to send flowers to a client. It was her. She posted it. Thanks, babe.
So you had one woman send gifts to your other girlfriend.
I didn't think she'd find out.
That's not love. That's a Ponzi scheme with emotions.
He told me I was the only one.
You weren't the only one. You were the last to know. Judgment for the plaintiff. You want compensation because he didn't laugh at your meme.
It was a perfect meme, Your Honor, timed, topical, and tagged with exactly the right gif. He just left me on read.
So no reaction is now emotional negligence.
I was at work, I saw it. I didn't get it, and honestly, it wasn't funny.
How dare you? It was a meta-layered satirical SpongeBob format.
Sir, this is a courtroom, not Reddit. Sit down.
I'm claiming $200 for emotional injury and $100 for humor invalidation.
You're not injured. You're just extremely online.
I laughed at his meme once. He printed it out and framed it.
That's not humor. That's hostage energy. Case dismissed. And next time you want validation, post it on the internet, not in my courtroom. You want $300 because your roommate used your shampoo?
It wasn't just shampoo, Your Honor. It was salon grade, keratin infused, imported from Japan. $47 a bottle, and it's gone.
So your head is dry, and now you want cash.
She said I could borrow some once. I just borrowed it repeatedly.
She emptied 3 bottles and replaced it with a CVS knockoff that smells like burnt coconut.
Miss Lexi, that's not borrowing. That's liquid theft.
It's just hair stuff.
It's just rent too. But I'm guessing you don't split that evenly either. You owe her $141 for the product and $159 for the drama. Judgment for the plaintiff. You're suing your ex-doc because he deleted photos of your dog from Google Drive.
When we broke up, I told him you can delete the vacation pics, but don't touch Charlie's photos. He was my dog.
The dog lived with both of us. I raised him too. And when I cleaned the drive, I needed space.
So your iCloud needs more room than her emotional life.
He was my therapy dog after my dad passed. Those were the only puppy pics I had.
You didn't delete data. You deleted history. And in this courtroom, that's not cleaning storage. That's cruelty. You owe her $750 for emotional damage and recovery fees. Next time you break up, wipe your texts, not her memories.